it's Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Events and Media. I'm here in the studio in Houston with Luis Martínez Leon, right? Yes, from BLK Global Logistics. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So great that you're here. Now, you just finished up a panel on project opportunities in Latin America. Can you share some of the key points that you spoke with among the audience?
Well, key points that I can grab for that panel is the projects that are going to be growing, or the kind of projects that are going to be growing in Latin America, and I believe they're going to be based on renewables. So oil and gas is going to stay. There's a lot of oil and gas in the region. You can see, Brazil has oil and gas. Colombia, Venezuela, even though it's going through a tough political situation, but oil and gas already grew. It's going to stay, it's going to maintain, but it's already done. Now, the potential is in renewables, eolic parks, so wind power, solar power. This is where the growing is going to be.
Okay. Now, do you see that across Latin America, evenly, Mexico, Central America, South America, or are there specific countries or regions where there might be a higher potential?
I see it evenly because the region, what you need for solar and renewables, you need a good climate, and this is what we have in the region. I mean, we're not talking, Northern Europe where you have a lot of fog or bad weather. We're talking about Latin America. So we have a perfect climate. We have, for instance, in Mexico, 70% of the territory is viable for solar or wind power. You go to Panama, you have a lot of water, so you have either electric or power. And then you see across the region, it's the same thing. You don't need to have oil and gas. You need to have a good climate. And this is what we have in the region. We have a good climate that we can exploit.
Excellent. So how does the price for electricity compare, or price for power compare? In the past, renewables have been far more expensive than, say, a coal-fired power plant. Do you see renewables becoming more affordable?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The more we have renewable sources, renewable power, the less we're going to pay for that. And this is what's happening. And you see the oil and gas declining in price. You see more investment on renewables, meaning that those prices are gonna decrease. So they're gonna even out. At the end, they're gonna even out. And I believe in the future, the oil and the gas is gonna be even less than the renewable power, but the renewable is gonna equate to what we are paying now for oil and gas.
Okay, I like that. So now tell me about your company, BLK Global Logistics.
What we do is what we call logistic conducting. I was saying, I refer in the panel to a 4PL because I didn't have the time to explain, but we orchestrate everything so we can bring items, meaning, we can bring a part or we can bring a turbine or a big equipment. So items from the origin to destination. So we orchestrate transportation, the whole trade compliance regulations, risk maneuvers. So we guarantee our clients that we bring on time and safe and sound their equipment to their project site.
Oh, so this is a real door-to-door service regardless of size.
Yes, regardless of size, we do door to door. And not only that, we also give them track and trace. So we embark on digitalization a year and a half ago, and we're fully digitized. So we give our clients track and trace of everything, and we can also give them trade regulations before they embark items. So this is a big advantage because they know the regulations they're going to face. If tariff regulations and no tariff regulations, before they embark. So when we give them the information, they could make a decision on changing the origin of an item to reduce cost, or they know what they're going to face and they put on their budget.
Right. That is very interesting. So what are your thoughts on the Canada, Mexico, U.S. trade agreement? Where are we on that?
That's a tough question. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. The states, and this is the news that I was reading today, they want to see changes on the labor laws in Mexico before they sign. I don't think it's going to happen soon. Then the political situation in the states, and also the way Canada is seeing all this, they're trying to wait to see if they're kind of holding. So if you see, the whole thing is between Mexico and the States, and Canada is holding. So some people think that they're going to sign it soon. I don't think so, because the political situation in the States is all about the Trump impeachment, and Mexico is saying we're not going to change the law. We're not going to change
So
it.
really a stalemate. It sounds like do you think that will have an impact on your business or project development in general in Mexico?
No, I don't think so. No, it's going to have a financial impact, because there may be more tariff or more regulations enter into effect. But I can tell you, the market switch. So if they don't find the right opportunities and the right conditions in a market, then it switches. So if we were doing business with between Mexico and the States a lot, and then the conditions are not favorable, then the market is going to switch and look for conditions in other places. So we can see more business with Europe. Why not? It all depends. I mean, if they make the math and they say, well, the new tariff and the new regulations is going to impose me too much admin work or too much money that I'm going to have to pay, then I'm gonna see if I'm going to get better conditions in Germany or in Spain, and then if I add up the transportation, and if there are any tariff or regulatory conditions, then I make the comparison. And if I need to switch, I need to switch.
Right. I understand that. And you're already well positioned doing business with companies around the world.
Yes, we are. We're not only doing business with the States, we do business with Europe, India, and China, and Latin America, by the way. So we do what we call logistics, which is bringing stuff in, and reverse logistics, that is bringing the same stuff out. Okay? So, for instance, in eolic parks, everything that you need to cover and protect the turbines, the motor generators, all this packaging is reusable, and it's very expensive. So once we bring the equipment into the project and the client disassemble everything, then we put it back in a container and we send it back to the origin so they can reuse it. Okay, so that's
no waste. That's very good.
Yeah. So we do the logistics and the reverse logistics, and we have businesses in basically Spain, Germany, China, and India, and Latin America.
Wow.
And the States.
There you go, covering almost the whole world. Well, thank you so much, Luis. I appreciate the conversation and all that information.
Thank you very much for having me.